नमस्ते दर्शकवृन्द, हरेक हप्ता चाहिँ यस शैक्षिक सन्दर्भ कार्यक्रममा यहाँहरूलाई स्वागत छ र हरेक हप्ता चाहिँ हामीले शिक्षा सम्बन्धी नयाँ पाहुना लिएर यस कार्यक्रममा आउने गर्दछौँ। यसपालि हामीसँग अलिकति भिन्न खालको पाहुना हुनुहुन्छ, किनकि उहाँ नेपालको नभएर विदेशी पाहुना हुनुहुन्छ र उहाँ चाहिँ स्कटल्यान्डबाट आउनुभएको हो। स्कटल्यान्डको कार्डोनल्ड कलेज ग्लासोबाट रिप्रेजेन्ट गर्न, नेपालमा शिक्षा सम्बन्धी रिप्रेजेन्ट गर्न अथवा उहाँको कलेजमा एडमिसनको लागि सेमिनार गर्नको लागि उहाँ नेपाल आउनुभएको हो। उहाँको नाम लेस्ली डनबर र उहाँको पोस्ट भनेको फन्डिङ एन्ड इन्टरनेसनल डेभलपमेन्ट म्यानेजर हुनुहुन्छ र आज यस प्रोग्राममा उहाँलाई शिक्षा सम्बन्धी, उहाँको स्टडिज सम्बन्धी, स्कटल्यान्डको शिक्षाको सम्बन्धी हामी केही प्रश्नहरू गर्नेछौँ र नेपालबाट स्कटल्यान्ड पढ्न जान खोज्ने विद्यार्थीहरूको लागि पनि यो एकदम महत्त्वपूर्ण इन्टरभ्यू हुनेछ भन्ने लागेको छ र प्रथममा त म उहाँलाई यस कार्यक्रममा स्वागत गर्न चाहन्छु। Welcome to our show.
Thank you very much.
Okay, first question I just want to ask you is, what are the subject matters that a student can apply at your colleges?
Okay. Our college, which is Cardonald College in Glasgow in Scotland, offer lots of different kinds of courses in many different subject areas: sports fitness, fashion design, computing, languages. One of the most the most popular courses that we have, though, for international students is our business course and our travel and tourism courses. Both of these courses are very popular. And our business courses include subjects like law, finance, accounting, subjects that you need to be skilled in order to be able to run your business. So that's one of the main ones. Travel and tourism, obviously popular. Tourism is a big industry here in Nepal.
Okay, so if you want to recommend Nepalese students over here, you want them to go for business and travel and tourism, right?
We'd like them to come and study whichever course appeals to them. I'm just mentioning them because they're the most popular ones that we tend to find for students from India and Nepal. They come to do business a lot.
Okay, and is there anything very extra if we calculate among other colleges in Scotland? Do you think your college is a little bit extra in anything that you want to tell to our audience?
Well, of course it is. I would never say anything differently. I'd like to think that our college is a very high standard institute. We are a government-funded college. Therefore, we are very strictly regulated by the Scottish Government, who come and inspect everything that we do. Our learning and teaching standards, we think, are some of the highest in Scotland. We are one of the largest colleges in Glasgow, and we're in Glasgow, which is the biggest city in Scotland. We've just been reviewed by the Scottish Government, and we've had excellent feedback that we are doing what they want us to do, which is great. We're very student-centred, very student-focused, and we hope that the way that we are teaching the students is very much for being there for the student, to ensure that they can get the best possible learning experience that we can manage for them.
Okay, here I want to note something really interesting. If you talk about Nepalese students studying abroad, we have to talk about the fees, tuition fees, and the earnings over there. Because if you calculate American or British or Scottish currency with Nepalese currency, the calculation is really, you can understand, we have to pay a lot. So something I just want to ask her is about scholarship or tuition fees, or how students can manage it, and what after their education, what after their graduation, do they get job or something like that. So my question here is, what about their status after graduation? Okay, they complete their 2 years, and what about, do they get a work permit for 1 year or something like that, or how it goes?
Okay. I agree with your point. I think the fees are very expensive, and it's a very serious decision that the student makes if they decide that they would like to study abroad. For all that brings them, all the living in a different country, experience a different culture, as well as getting a qualification from a Scottish education government institution, which is also important. But yes, the fees are expensive. They have an opportunity to work for a short time during their term time. They can work 10 hours a week. So there's an opportunity for them to earn a little bit of money while they're there, and they can work full time during the holidays. After they leave, college, if they successfully complete, which we hope they would do after 2 years of a higher national diploma, we no longer sponsor them. Their visa and us as a sponsor only exists whilst they are a student. After they leave our college, they are required to come back to their country. Their visa's over. If they wish to seek employment in our country, once they're finished their studies, it would be up to an employer in our country to apply to the UK government to sponsor them and give the reasons why they would like to hire this Nepalese person as a migrant worker, and the reasons given would then determine whether or not the UK government said, yes, we will give that person a work permit to continue studying. If they were to study to a higher degree, if they were to go on from our college, maybe straight into third year university, maybe even then go on and do a master's, but we are talking a couple of more years down the line, then things are more flexible for students who are studying at a higher level, at a master's level or at a doctorate level. Then there's more flexibility for post-study work.
You said they can work 10 hours a week, right? So on campus. And you said they can work...
when I say work, I mean employed work, not study work. They can work for a local business or a local restaurant. They can do that 10 hours a week. That's the restriction. Whilst they're on their holidays, they can work full-time.
Okay, it's not, I mean, on campus, or it's not required to work on campus?
Oh gosh, no. The only work we want the student to do is their coursework.
Okay.
Because the courses are hard. It's first and second year university level at our college, so they have to spend a lot of time working. So for us, the UK government restriction of 10 hours a week, we hope ensures that the student has more time to spend studying.
Let me begin with the very first thing a student wants to know. What are if you want to point out 1, 2, 3, 4, what are the steps that students have to go through to get admission in your college?
Okay, there are at least 4 steps to this spreadsheet. I would think there's probably more. They apply. It's very easy to apply. You can go onto the website at our college, www.cardonald.ac.uk, and there is an online application form. Or you can contact our partners here, which is our Bertamont contact, which is Manab Uraz here in New London English Institute, or Mr. Man Badarai in Kathmandu of Life Track. They would both help the student with their application. So the application is given to us. We look at their qualifications. We look at their English language test score, which it has to be a minimum of 5.5. We would look at a personal statement that they've written saying why it is that the statement says a little bit about how they are and why they want to come to our college. So that's those steps. We would then interview them, which would be by telephone or by Skype, just to get a chance to chat to the student directly. If everything is as it should be, the qualifications are there, the IELTS score is there, then they are given a conditional offer by ourselves. The conditional offer would be, it might just be evidence of fees, or it might be, if it's a fashion design course or a photography course, that they have to show some kind of evidence of their design work or their portfolio work. Once all that is done, they are then issued with what we call a CAS. And a CAS is a number that says to them that we are going to sponsor them as a student. We will be their sponsor. We will be responsible for them as when they undertake studies in the UK, and they can take that number and apply for a visa. They apply for a visa through the British High Commission. If they're successful with their visa, then that's it. They're all set to go, and they come and make flight arrangements and come to the country. And we will support them from as soon as they've got their visa. We would want to be in touch with them to say, do you want help with accommodation? Do you want help just being met at the airport? Can we help you with all sorts of things? And we start to support them from then, because it's a big step. It's a long way away, and they may have no family members or friends in the UK. So we're trying to do that. That's it in a nutshell. But it's it is quite a long process.
A lot of Nepalese students have problem on their English language courses like IELTS, TOEFL, GRE, GMAT. A lot of people, they do have money for sponsoring their education in UK, but they might not have good English. They might not have proper English for that. So I want to ask her, is there any conditional, she said they have conditional application the conditional admission for some students, like on fashion design or something like that. But I want to ask her, what is the context, what is the condition about their score? If for example, if I have 5 on IELTS instead of 5 and 5.5, if I have 5, what can I do? Is there anything like I can travel over there and go for a school, English language school over there? What do you say on that?
No, that's it. You've just answered the question. If it's an overall 5, because 5's okay in the writing, reading, and speaking, we need a 5.5 for the listening, because we've had feedback from our own students, for our international students who are currently studying with us, that the hardest bit for them for their English is listening. It's hearing with a Scots, a slight accent, and the Scots do speak quite quickly. So that's why we ask for a 5.5. Should they only have a 5, they could apply, as you say, to an English language school perhaps. We couldn't give them that preparatory English, but they could get that English elsewhere, and that we would then accept an English qualification from that school as something that they have done to be prepared for coming to the college.
Do you remember you had some students like that on your college, traveling from other countries like Nepal or somewhere and going to the English language school? I just want to make sure they get visa for that, because sometimes if you apply for English language studying over there, instead of going through your IELTS test over here, if you apply directly for English language, a lot of people say like there are less chances for visa. So
yes, I mean, I can answer that absolutely, because we are not a language school. We would insist on the 5.5, I'm afraid, for IELTS. They would not be given a place in the college. I mean, we have high standards. Our own home students they don't get tested on English, but they have to make sure that they have the qualification entries as well. And so our international students are no different in that respect. So we would have to have that IELTS score from a student before they come.
Do you want to recommend Nepalese students about your fees? If you say, I mean, I haven't read this, but I would love to read it. What about your fee schedules? Like, what about in comparison to other schools, your fees?
I think our fees, and I don't quote me on this because I don't know all the colleges' fees, but I think our fees of 5,200 are on a par with other colleges. They are a lot less expensive than university fees. And that's why it's quite attractive for students to come and do the first 2 years, so our higher national diploma, which is the first 2 years of the university, get their qualification, pay our fees, and then go into university and just do their 3rd year at university, and therefore only incur really high university fees in their 3rd year. It is a cost-effective way of getting a BA degree by using the colleges as the first 2 years of study.
Something I want to ask you, that was my personal interest. How many international students you have right now over there?
At the moment, we in our college have about 50.
50 students.
50 students. We have a big college. We have thousands of students at our college, but we have 50 international, 50 that we sponsor.
And do you have other students from Nepal?
Yes, we do. Yes, we do. I was telling somebody here about one of our students, and I wish I could have brought her back with me, because she could have then just told you about the time that she's having, and it's, they would hear it from someone who's Nepalese, but her name's Urmila. I think she's from just outside Kathmandu, and she's studying travel and tourism, and she's enjoying it. So yes, we have about 3 or 4 Nepalese students. We have a lot of Indian students, Pakistani students. We have some African students. We have an American student. We have students from many different countries.
After they get their visa, do you want to say something what they have to prepare for, like the weather? When I went to abroad, I had cultural shock.
Yes.
You understand what cultural shock is, right?
Definitely.
So do you want to say something about cultural shock, or what they have to prepare after they get succeeded on their visa?
Sure.
Do you want to say something?
Yes, yeah. When they come to Scotland, it is a shock because it's a completely different culture. When they come, they'll be coming in August, so it's nice and warm. We have lovely long summers, long days. Our days are our longest day. It's light until 11 o'clock at night. And then you go from that to the depths of winter, which is January and December, where it can get down to freezing. So yes, you have to dress in Scotland for every possible kind of weather, and sometimes you get all 4 seasons in the one day. But yes, the weather, it will be different for them. The city itself it will be different. Glasgow is a really buzzing city. It's full of students because we have 3 universities, we have 7 colleges. There's lots and lots of things for them to do. There's lots in the music scene. There's arts. There's drama. It's a completely different culture. In terms of just basic things like healthcare is free for students when they're in the UK. They're the same as a UK resident while they're there. But the support that they will need to help them experience all the different things that they'll find in Scotland, we hope we can help them with. And we have an induction week at the start, which is talking to them about the different things that they would expect to find. And we'll give them help with accommodation, we'll give them help with setting up a bank account, all the things that are different that you don't really think about until you get there. And the same with employment opportunities as well.
What about dependent visa? Because I have seen in the United Kingdom, if you go for master's degree or postgraduate, something like that, they'll let you have your dependent, and the dependent can work full hours, you know. So do you have anything like that in your college?
In the post-study work visa is what you're talking about, and that is still flexible for people who are doing masters and doctorates. At college level, there are no longer a visa for dependents. So you cannot bring your spouse with you for the duration of your visa. Your spouse could visit on a short-term visa, but she or he, indeed, who would not be able to stay for a year or 2 years without having to go back to the country, and then to your home country, and then reapply. And that is a restriction that's just come in recently in the UK government.
If they want to do that, they have to go to another college for masters and then apply for dependent.
They'd have to, yes, they'd have to be a student studying at a very high level to still get that flexibility with bringing a dependent in, with having work after their study. For people who are coming to do higher national diplomas, which is our college, then the restrictions are such that there are no dependents now allowed on the student visa that they would be given to study with us.
That means they are not allowed to work outside, or okay, let's say I'm a undergraduate student and I'm married, and if I want to take my wife over there, she has to stay with me at dorm or at residential area, but she cannot work outside, right?
She cannot come. She cannot come. You no longer would get your dependent coming on the visa. This is a new restriction that the UK government has placed on students coming to study at college level, so at higher national diploma level.
Okay.
So she could come, but it would be shorter visits. You know, she wouldn't get a visa for 2 years like the student will. She would have to come for shorter period. I think again, don't quote me. I think it's a tourist visa, which is maybe 6 months, and then she would have to go home and come back again to reapply. It is a restriction that's been put in. Doesn't make our job easier at the college too, but that's.
How you felt about our country? Is this your first time traveling over here?
No. I was telling the students earlier, I was here 20 years ago, which makes me feel very old, and I love being in Nepal. I came with a different job. I was working for a tour company, and I was working with Americans, and we spent a little bit of time in Kathmandu, and we went to Pokhara, and I loved the city. I find the people very kind and helpful and gentle, and it's just lovely to be back. Albeit after such a long time, it's just really nice. It always has a lovely feel, Nepal. I like it a lot. So thank you for inviting me here, and thank you for the welcome that I've had as well.
हवस् त दर्शकवृन्द, आजको यस कार्यक्रमको निर्धारित समय सकिसकेको छ। यसरी नै आगामी आउने हप्ता अर्का शिक्षाविदलाई लिएर हामी यस कार्यक्रममा उपस्थित हुनेछौँ। आजको लागि म सञ्चालक भुवन खनाल र मेरो सुटिङ युनिट, मेरो प्राविधिक साथीहरूलाई बिदा दिनुहोस्। धन्यवाद।